Start.
Assalamu alaikum, doctor. We are from group Bits and Bytes, and now we are going to present our group presentation for our process scheduling, which is round robin and multi-level queue. So I'm Abdullah Nafis. My matric number is A20EC4060.
Assalamu
Assalamualaikum.
alaikum. I am AKM Shafin alum. My matric number is A20EC4061.
Assalamualaikum, doctor. My name is Maria Taskin Aumanee. My matric number is 820EC3021.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Abdullah Khalid. My metric number is A21EC4025.
Assalamualaikum. I'm Labib Hasan. My matric number is 820 EC 4079.
Okay. So starting with the two systems that we have created, the hotel management system and the call center service system. At first, I will explain the flowchart of hotel management system. So the scheduling algorithm that we have used in this system is multi-level queue. And in this schedule algorithm, let me just brief a little bit about this algorithm. Each process is initially assigned to the highest priority queue that matches its characteristics. And then the OS schedules the process within each queue based on the chosen algorithm. And when the process completes the current queue, it will be promoted or demoted to a different queue based on its characteristics. And the promotion and demotion rules for each queue may be different, allowing the OS to adjust the scheduling based on the system requirements. So let's explain the flowchart. As we can see, at first, the process will start with the system asking the user for their informations, and after that, they'll input their stay time. So the main condition is in the stay time, where when the user will input their stay time more than 3, they will be given the priority to choose the room. And if they do not choose more than 3 days for a stay time, they will be given the room, but the system will check in and compare the previous user with the new user. And whichever user has the largest stay time will have the greater priority. And at the last, when this prioritization will be done, the system will look if they have a new user. If they do not, they will end the process, and if they have, they'll return back to the previous steps. I'll ask my teammate Nafis to proceed.
Okay, thank you, Maria. So for the first system, here is our code. So our first system is the hotel management system, which is done by the multi-level queue. So at first we have the customer class, which has the info of user info, I mean the username and everything, and user stay time, how many days user wanting to stay. And then the room reservation system, we used a queue, and here it is the priority queue and the regular queue. And we also have some functions, member functions, which are the add customer function, serve next customer function, and serve customer function, print priority customer function, and print regular customer function. At first we have the add customer. By this function we are adding the new customers that are applying for the room. We are adding the new customers in our system. So here the system will check if the user stay time is more than 3 or not. If it is more than 3, then we will push the customer to the priority queue, and if it is not, then we'll push the customer to the regular queue. Next, the serve next customer. So our next customer, which customer is will serve, it will be based on the priority queue. At first we'll check the priority queue. If the priority queue is not empty, then we'll serve the front customer, I mean the first customer of the priority queue, and then remove the customer since the customer has been already served. And then if the priority queue is empty, then we'll check the regular queue, it is if it is empty or not. If it is empty, then everything is done, and if not, then we'll serve the first customer of the regular queue, and so on. And else, if the both is empty, then we have no customer in the queue, so no one to serve. Next, the serve customer. So here we are passing the customer, I mean here the serving customer, serve customer, and priority queue dot front. That means the front customer of priority queue or the regular queue will pass this customer here. So we'll serve that customer, and here the customer can choose his or her preferred room. Next, we'll print the priority customer or regular customer. It's just we are copying the priority queue in a temp queue, and we are adding. I mean, if it is not empty, then uh, we are printing the front of the temp queue, and then we are popping out. And by doing this, we are printing all the customers in the priority queue, and so on in the regular queue. We are doing the same in the regular queue, just we are copying the regular queue instead of the priority queue here. Next, we are declaring a global variable, room reservation system room. Next, in the main function, we have choice, and here it is a function. I mean, sorry, here it is a menu system where the user can choose if he's management or customer or anything. Next, if the user is management, then he or she will go to the staff desk, or else he or she will go to the customer desk. Next, the staff desk. So in staff desk, we have some here in staff control. We have staff control panel where we have the view priority queue, view regular queue, view all customer, and serve customer. And in the customer panel, we have only one option, which is the apply for room. So here we are seeing the stub disk. So at first, if user choose the mm, function one, then it will print all the customers in the priority queue. If choose two, then all the customers in the regular queue. And if three, then it will print all the customers in priority and regular queue both. And four, it will serve. I mean, until the room, I mean the priority queue and the regular queue, until it is not empty, it will serve the next customer based on the priority. Next, the customer. So customer can apply for the room. So here, apply for room booking. The user has to write his name and their stay time, and it will pass to the customer class here. And then this, based on the stay time, the customer will get the priority to choose the room. So that's all for our explanation of our code. So I'm passing to Shafin to execute this code.
Mm, yes. So, uh, so after execution, we can see that we have three system. That one is management, two is customer, and three is exit. So I will choose two. So here's the customer panel. Here I will apply for room. So here I have to enter my name. So I'm writing Shafin, and the how many days I want to stay. I want to stay for 4 days. So again, I will apply for a new room, yes, and then I will write another my friend's name, Nafis, and he want to stay for 3 days. And again, I will apply for another room. Then, and I will also enter my friend's name, Maria, and he's gonna stay for 2 days. And again, apply for another room, and my friend's name Labib, and he's gonna stay for 1 day. So I'm gonna exit from the customer panel, and then I'm going for the management panel. And here we can see four system that we have view priority queue, then view regular queue, then view all customer, and serve customer. So if I press one, then we can see that we have all the customer. They will have more priority, because in the flowchart we have shown that we will give priority more those customer who will stay more than 3 days. So here Shafin will stay for more than 3 days, so he'll get the more priority, and then we're going to press for 2 the view the regular queue. So here we can see that the customers who will stay less than 3 days or equal to 3 days, they will get regular priority. So Nafis, Maria, and Labib will get regular priority as they were gonna stay for 3, 2, and 1 days. And then we're gonna press 3. So here we can see all the customer the who will get the more priority as we have explained. I've explained earlier that Shafin will give the will get more priority and other three will get regular priority as they stated. And then we're going to press 4 for the serve customer, and we will see that Shafin is choosing the preferred room and Nafis is choosing preferred room. Here, as we can see that Shafin will get the first priority for choosing the room, as we have explained in the flowchart that the customer who have uh, will stay more than 3 days will get the more priority in choosing the room. So Shafin will get first priority as choosing the room, then Nafis as he was gonna stay for 2 days, then Maria for 1 days, and then Labib. So here we can also explain that we can also claim that we have used here multi-level queue as we're gonna give priority to the customer who will have more time in this hotel. So we have used our multi-level queue system. We will give more priority to the customer who will stay more than 3 days, and less priority to the customer who will stay less than 3 days or equal to 3 days. By this, we can manage the room management easily. And I'm going to request my next teammate, Rafi, to explain his code. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Shafin Alam. Hello again. My name is Abdullah Khalid, and now I'll explain the code call agent. And as you can see, we have added two header files. One is iOS stream, and the next is queue to add the queue functionality to the code. Next, we have defined a class named call center agent, which have two public variables. One is ID to set the call center agent ID, and another is available, which is of bool type to define if the call center agent is available right at the moment or not. Then we can see the initialization of call center agent. I'll ask Nafis to scroll down, please. Next, we can see that we have defined another class, which is call center, and we have added a queue named call queue, which is of integer type, and we can see a vector named agents, and also the current index, which is of type integer. Then we can see a initialization of call center class, and right down there we can see add call function, which is of type void. And in the add call function, we actually push the call ID to call queue with the queue functionality. Next, we can see we have defined a function named handle next call, sorry. And in there, we check if the current agent is available or not. If the agent is available, then we add the front of the queue to the call ID, and then we pop the front. Then we pop the front of the queue, so when the call is being handled. As we know that our queue actually prefers the first in first out functionality, that's why we pop the front of the queue. Then we declare a message that this call is being handled by the agent, and when the call is being handled by the agent, we actually declare the agent is not available. And just because we have limited agents available right at the moment, we actually move the next agent in the circular manner, and we check if the call request or current index is greater than the agents available right at the moment or not. Then we declare another method, which is mark agent as available. When the call is done, we declare the agent as available. Next, we're going to move into the main function. where we initiate our call center uh, call center class with 5 agents, and then we're going to call some of the add call function to add the request right at the moment. We can see that 8 add requests right here in the queue. Then to function all the things into this program, we're gonna set the queue to empty, and then we're gonna call our hand next call function. And to buffer the process, we're gonna add for loop right here at the moment. And then as the functionality is ends, we going to mark our next agent available in the current index. Thanks. That's all for me. Now we'll move to our next member, Labib Hasan.
Thank you, Rafi. So I'm going to explain uh, this process. So here you can see that in the call center, the call one is being handled by agent zero, and the next call, the call two, is being redirected to agent one. This like this, the process is being shifted from one agent to another. It goes up to agent four, and for the call six, it again handled to agent zero because the agent zero will be free from this time between. So the call 7 will also be handled in agent 1, and also the call 8 will be handled by agent 2. This process is round robin process, and my teammate Maria will explain the round robin process. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavi. At first, just go through what round robin process is. This is mainly a way the computer decides which program to run on the CPU. So it works by giving each program a certain amount of time to run and then moving on the next program. When each program's time is up, the computer switches to the next one and so on. And this ensures that each program gets a fair share of CPU time, and no program can use the CPU for too long without letting other programs run as well. So moving on to the flowchart. In short, if we say if the process starts, we get an incoming call, and the call is being forwarded to the first agent, and the system sees that if the first agent is already engaged with one call, if the incoming call for the first agent is greater than one, then the first call that has been forwarded to the first agent is then forwarded to the next agent because the previous agent was engaged in another call, and so it goes in a loop. And if the first agent is not busy with one call, then the agent receives the same call, and then the process ends. And before that, the system ensures that if it has any upcoming or incoming call, and if it doesn't have any upcoming call, then the system will end the process. So that's it for the round robin flowchart in our call center management system. um, that's it, and thank you guys for participating,
Thank
and
you.
thank you, doctor, for listening to us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
doctor.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Thank
alaikum.
you, Dr. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.